The Complete Turtle Trader, How 23 Novice Investors Became Overnight Millionaires, by Michael W. Covel, book summary in English. Welcome back to Power Books, your go-to channel for unlocking powerful knowledge for self-development, success, wealth building, trading, and investing. Today, we're diving into an extraordinary true story that shook the foundations of Wall Street and proved anyone can learn to conquer the markets. Get ready to uncover the secrets of Michael W. Covel's groundbreaking book, The Complete Turtle Trader, How 23 Novice Investors Became Overnight Millionaires. This isn't just a book about trading, it's the definitive account of a legendary experiment where ordinary people with no prior experience were transformed into trading legends. We'll break down the core philosophy, the precise, systematic rules, and the crucial psychological shifts that empowered these novices to achieve consistent profitability. If you're aiming for financial freedom, mastering a disciplined trader's mindset, or simply fascinated by how abundance is created, this powerful story is for you. Join us as we explore the untold journey of the turtles, revealing lessons that transcend the trading desk and can help you seize opportunities in any aspect of your life. From Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, we're here to deliver the knowledge you need to succeed. Stay locked into Power Books. Don't forget to subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the most impactful books on investing, trading psychology, business, and personal growth, all designed to help you unlock your full potential for success, wealth, and abundance. Let's get started. Chapter 1, Nurture versus Nature. In this chapter, Michael W. Covel immediately introduces the central philosophical question that led to the legendary turtle experiment. Can successful trading be taught, or is it an innate talent? He sets the stage by presenting the opposing viewpoints of Richard Dennis and William Eckhard, two highly successful commodity traders. Dennis, the audacious prince of the pit, famously believed that anyone could learn to trade if given a clear set of rules and sufficient capital. Eckhard, his intellectual partner, was skeptical, leaning towards the idea that trading prowess was an inherent, almost genetic trait. The chapter details their friendly but deeply held disagreement, which ultimately led to their groundbreaking bet. Dennis would recruit and train a group of complete novices, providing them with real money and a systematic set of rules. Their performance would then determine who was right. Covel emphasizes that this wasn't just a theoretical debate, but a practical, high-stakes experiment that would challenge conventional wisdom on Wall Street and define the future of systematic trading. Key takeaways. 1. The chapter immediately establishes the fundamental debate at the heart of professional trading, whether the ability to consistently profit from markets is primarily a learned skill that can be taught through instruction and practice, or if it's an inherent, perhaps even genetic, aptitude that only a select few possess. This sets the intellectual framework for the entire book. 2. Richard Dennis, a legendary and highly successful commodity trader known as the Prince of the Pit, strongly advocated for the nurture side of the debate. He held the conviction that trading success was not exclusive to a gifted few, but could be imparted to virtually anyone through a comprehensive set of rules and disciplined execution, challenging the mystique often surrounding trading. 3. Conversely, William Eckhard, Dennis's close friend and equally successful trading partner, represented the nature side. He maintained that trading ability was more akin to an innate talent, a fundamental psychological makeup or intuitive grasp that could not simply be transferred through instruction, and that only those with this inherent trait could truly excel. This significant, unresolved philosophical disagreement between Dennis and Eckhard ultimately led to their extraordinary bet and the subsequent creation of the turtle experiment. To definitively test Dennis's theory, they decided to recruit a group of ordinary individuals with no prior trading experience, provide them with comprehensive training on a specific systematic approach, and then fund them with real money to trade in the markets. 5. By introducing this central conflict and the resulting experiment, this chapter serves as the foundational premise for the entire narrative of The Complete Turtle Trader. It highlights that the book isn't just about trading strategies, but about a real-world, high-stakes scientific test that sought to answer a fundamental question about human potential and the nature of skill in one of the most competitive fields. Chapter 2, Prince of the Pit. In this chapter, Michael Covel introduces the central figure of the turtle experiment, Richard Dennis, and details his extraordinary rise to becoming one of the most successful and unconventional traders in the Chicago commodity futures pits. Covel paints a vivid picture of Dennis's early career, showing how he started with a modest sum and through a combination of aggressive trading and astute market observation, accumulated a vast fortune by his mid-20s. Dennis earned his nickname due to his dominance and audacious style in the chaotic, high-stakes trading pit environment. The chapter emphasizes that Dennis's success wasn't due to luck or intuition in the traditional sense, but rather a disciplined yet bold approach to identifying and exploiting large market trends. He was known for his intellectual curiosity and a willingness to challenge conventional wisdom, making him the perfect individual to propose and execute the nurture side of the trading debate. This foundational understanding of Richard Dennis's character and trading prowess sets the stage for why his subsequent experiment with the turtles was so compelling and impactful. Key takeaways. The chapter vividly introduces Richard Dennis, a legendary and highly successful commodity trader who became famously known as the Prince of the Pit. This moniker highlights his significant influence and dominant presence in the highly competitive Chicago futures trading arena. Dennis's early career is detailed, illustrating his meteoric rise from a modest initial capital to becoming a multi-millionaire by the age of 26. This rapid accumulation of wealth underscored his exceptional trading acumen and established his reputation as a formidable market operator. His success was characterized not by random luck, but by a disciplined yet aggressive approach to trend following. Dennis possessed a remarkable ability to identify and capitalize on sustained, large-scale market movements, demonstrating a methodical approach even within the seemingly chaotic pit environment. Beyond his trading success, Dennis is portrayed as an intellectual maverick who consistently questioned conventional trading wisdom. His inherent curiosity and willingness to challenge established beliefs were pivotal traits that ultimately led him to propose and champion the idea that trading could be taught systematically, leading to the turtle experiment. This chapter serves a crucial role in establishing Richard Dennis's credibility and unique perspective within the trading world. His personal history of success and his unconventional thinking provide the necessary foundation for the audacious bet with William Eckhart and the subsequent decision to train a group of novices, solidifying his position as the driving force behind the nurture argument. Chapter 3, The Turtles. In this chapter, Michael Covel details the critical phase of the experiment, the recruitment and rigorous selection process of the individuals who would become the famed turtle traders. Following their public advertisement for trainees, Richard Dennis and William Eckhart were inundated with thousands of applications. Covel highlights the diversity of the chosen 23 candidates, emphasizing that none had prior professional trading experience. Their backgrounds ranged widely, from a former Dungeons & Dragons game designer to a security guard, reinforcing Dennis's belief that innate talent was not a prerequisite. The chapter then describes the intensive, short but comprehensive training period that these novices underwent. Dennis and Eckhart meticulously taught them a complete, systematic, rule-based trading methodology. This training focused exclusively on the mechanics of their trend-following system, how to select markets, determine position sizes, identify entry and exit points, and manage risk, deliberately omitting any emphasis on fundamental analysis or subjective market prediction. Covel portrays this phase as a deliberate attempt to mold minds, stripping away conventional trading wisdom to instill a purely objective and disciplined approach in their students. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter focuses on the rigorous and highly selective recruitment process undertaken by Richard Dennis and William Eckhart. They placed ads to attract individuals willing to be trained as traders, ultimately sifting through thousands of applicants to choose a very specific group. 2. A crucial aspect highlighted is the diverse and largely non-financial backgrounds of the 23 chosen turtles. Their ranks included people like a former Dungeons & Dragons expert, a professional gambler, and a security guard, intentionally individuals with no prior trading experience. This diversity was critical to proving Richard Dennis's nurture hypothesis, that trading success could be taught, not just inherited. The selected turtles then underwent an intensive, albeit brief, 2-week training program. This period was not about theoretical market economics or fundamental analysis, but a concentrated effort to teach a complete, specific, and systematic trading methodology. The core of the turtle training was the installation of a purely mechanical, rule-based approach to trading. Every decision, from what to trade to when to enter and exit, was governed by a set of clear, objective rules, explicitly designed to eliminate discretion, intuition, and emotional bias. This chapter effectively sets the stage for the practical implementation of the experiment, demonstrating how Dennis and Eckhart sought to mold novice minds into disciplined system traders. It underscores the idea that success would stem from the consistent application of a well-defined methodology, rather than personal genius or market feel. Chapter 4, The Philosophy. In this chapter, Michael Covel delves into the fundamental philosophy that underpinned Richard Dennis and William Eckhart's trading approach, moving beyond just the rules to explain the core beliefs that made the turtle system effective. Covel explains that their philosophy was rooted in trend following and the unwavering belief that markets exhibit persistent trends that can be systematically exploited. They understood that predicting market direction was impossible, but riding established trends was achievable. A key aspect of this philosophy was the acceptance of inevitable losses and drawdowns as a natural, probabilistic part of the trading process. The turtles were taught that an edge doesn't mean winning every trade, but having a strategy that, over a long series of trades, would yield a positive return. This required a profound psychological shift, detaching emotions from individual trade outcomes, understanding that a single loss was just one instance in a larger statistical game. This chapter emphasizes that the success of the turtles wasn't solely about the specific rules, but about internalizing a robust, dispassionate, and probabilistic worldview. Key takeaways. 1. The core of the turtle approach was a deep-seated belief in trend following, asserting that markets often move in sustained directions that can be profited from systematically, rather than needing to predict exact turning points. 2. A fundamental philosophical tenet was the acceptance of uncertainty and the inevitability of losses. The turtles understood that no system could guarantee wins on every trade, and that drawdowns were a normal, expected part of the journey when trading with a probabilistic edge. The concept of a positive expectancy, or edge, was central. This meant that while individual trades might lose, the system was designed to make more money on winning trades than it lost on losing trades over a large number of occurrences, ensuring long-term profitability. Emotional detachment was paramount. The philosophy dictated that traders must learn to view each trade as an independent event within a larger statistical sample, preventing emotions like fear or greed from influencing decisions based on short-term results. The chapter highlights that the turtle's success stemmed from internalizing a dispassionate, data-driven, and probabilistic worldview, rather than relying on intuition, market rumors, or fundamental analysis. This mindset allowed them to consistently execute their mechanical system. Chapter 5, The Rules. In this chapter, Michael Covel finally unveils the specifics of the systematic trading rules that Richard Dennis taught his turtle students. This is the heart of the turtle experiment's practical application, moving from philosophy to concrete methodology. Covel explains that the rules were entirely objective and mechanical, designed to remove all human discretion and emotional bias from trading decisions. The system was a form of trend following, meaning it aimed to capitalize on sustained price movements rather than predicting market reversals. Covel details the key components: how the turtles determined what markets to trade, diversification across liquid futures, how they calculated position size using a volatility-adjusted approach, N or ATR, and the precise entry signals, breakouts from historical price channels. He also covers the critical aspects of adding to winning positions, pyramiding, to maximize profits on strong trends, and equally vital, the strict stop-loss rules to limit potential losses. The chapter emphasizes that the genius was not in complex prediction, but in the disciplined, unwavering execution of a robust, simple system. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter reveals the specific mechanical rules that formed the core of the turtle trading system. These rules were completely objective, eliminating the need for subjective judgment or emotional input from the traders. The system was fundamentally a trend-following strategy designed to identify and exploit sustained price movements in various liquid futures markets. It focused on riding established trends rather than attempting to predict market tops or bottoms. 3. A critical component was the precise method for position sizing, which used a volatility measure known as N, or average true range, to ensure that the risk taken on each trade was consistent, regardless of the market's specific volatility. 4. Covel details the entry rules, primarily based on price breakouts from specific look-back periods, example 20-day or 55-day breakouts. These signals indicated the potential start of a new trend, prompting a trade entry. 5. The chapter also covers essential risk management and profit maximization techniques. Strict stop-loss orders were mandatory for every trade to limit potential losses, and pyramiding rules allowed the turtles to systematically add to winning positions as a trend continued to develop, maximizing gains. Chapter 6 in the Womb. In this chapter, Michael Covel pulls back the curtain on the intensive, practical training and initial trading period of the turtles, often referred to as their womb stage. After the theoretical lessons on the rules, the turtles were given small accounts ranging from $250,000 to $2 million of Richard Dennis's money to trade real markets. Covel details the immense pressure and psychological challenges these novices faced as they began to apply their newfound knowledge with actual capital on the line. The chapter emphasizes that the womb period was not just about mechanical execution. It was a crucible for developing emotional discipline and unwavering trust in the system. The turtles immediately encountered drawdowns and the psychological discomfort of losing money, forcing them to confront their fears and biases head-on. Covel highlights how Dennis and Eckhart meticulously monitored their performance, not just for profits, but for adherence to the rules. This early, hands-on experience cemented the lessons learned in training, illustrating that consistent application under pressure was the true test of their method. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter details the practical, live trading initiation of the turtles, where they were given real money ranging from $250,000 to $2 million to trade in the markets. This moved them from theoretical learning to high-stakes application. The initial trading period was an intense psychological crucible. Novice turtles immediately faced the emotional pressure of managing real capital and experiencing inevitable drawdowns, challenging their ability to adhere to the rules. 3. The womb stage was crucial for developing absolute trust in the system and fostering robust emotional discipline. It forced the turtles to confront their fears and biases directly, reinforcing that consistency under pressure was paramount. 4. Dennis and Eckhart meticulously monitored the turtles' trades, not just for profitability, but for strict adherence to the mechanical rules. Any deviation, even if profitable, was seen as a failure of discipline. 5. This hands-on experience cemented the lessons learned in training, demonstrating that consistent execution in the face of market volatility and personal emotion was the ultimate determinant of success for a systematic trader. Chapter 7. Who Got What to Trade? In this chapter, Michael Covel details the practical assignment of capital and trading responsibilities among the newly trained turtles. He explains how Richard Dennis allocated different amounts of trading capital to each turtle, ranging from $250,000 to $2 million, reflecting varying levels of trust and potentially performance during the training womb period. This actual deployment of significant capital was the real test of both the turtles' discipline and the system's robustness. Covel highlights how the turtles were given access to a wide array of futures markets, including commodities, currencies, and financial instruments, ensuring diversification. The crucial point of this chapter is that despite the varying capital allocations, all turtles were expected to follow the exact same rules and risk management principles. Their success or failure would thus be a direct measure of their adherence to the system, rather than individual market calls or differing strategies. This setup was designed to isolate the impact of the systematic rules and the individual's psychological consistency on trading performance. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter details the actual deployment of capital to the turtles, with Richard Dennis allocating varying amounts from $250,000 to $2 million to each participant to trade live markets. 2. The differing capital allocations likely reflected a combination of individual performance during the training phase and Dennis's initial confidence, but the rules applied universally to all turtles. The turtles were given access to a diversified portfolio of highly liquid futures markets, including commodities, currencies, and financial instruments, which was crucial for risk spreading. 4. A core tenet was that all turtles were required to follow the identical set of systematic trading rules and money management principles, regardless of their allocated capital or personal trading style. 5. This uniform application of rules across different capital levels served as a direct test of the system's efficacy and the individual's discipline, making the experiment's results a clear measure of whether trading could truly be taught. Chapter 8, Game Over. In this chapter, Michael Covel recounts the dramatic and emotionally charged end of the initial turtle experiment period. He details how Richard Dennis, after a predetermined period, decided to close down the formal training program and terminate the trading accounts of many turtles. This decision was not necessarily based solely on profitability, but rather on the overall objective of the experiment being met and the changing dynamics within the trading firm. Covel describes the varied reactions among the turtles, some feeling a sense of accomplishment, others disappointment or uncertainty about their future. The chapter highlights the bittersweet reality that while the experiment officially concluded, the lessons in discipline, systematic trading, and emotional control would profoundly shape the turtles' lives moving forward. Game Over marks a significant transition, signifying the end of their structured learning environment under Dennis and Eckhard, and the beginning of their independent careers, where they would apply the turtle principles on their own. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter chronicles the conclusion of the formal turtle experiment, as Richard Dennis decided to end the structured training program and shut down the trading accounts for many participants. 2. The termination of the experiment wasn't solely about profit or loss. It signified that Dennis felt the initial objective of proving trading could be taught had been met, regardless of every individual turtle's specific outcome. The turtles experienced a mix of emotions, including satisfaction for some who performed well, and uncertainty or disappointment for others who were still finding their footing or hadn't yet achieved significant profitability. Despite the official end, the chapter emphasizes that the lessons in systematic trading, risk management, and especially emotional discipline learned during the experiment would profoundly influence the turtles' subsequent careers and lives. 5. Game Over marks a critical transition point, moving the turtles from a highly structured, funded learning environment into independent trading careers, where they would now be solely responsible for applying the principles instilled by Dennis and Eckhart. Chapter 9, Out on Their Own. In this chapter, Michael Covel explores what happened to the turtle traders after the formal experiment concluded. With their structured training period over, many of the former turtles ventured into independent trading, applying the systematic rules and psychological discipline they had learned. Covel highlights the divergent paths and varying degrees of success among the group. Some went on to achieve extraordinary wealth, becoming highly successful fund managers or independent traders, while others struggled or eventually left trading. The chapter reveals that the difference between those who thrived and those who faltered often came down to their continued adherence to the rules and their ability to master their own psychology without the direct oversight of Dennis and Eckhart. Those who succumbed to emotional impulses, tweaked the system based on short-term results, or abandoned their disciplined approach frequently faced significant setbacks. This chapter serves as a powerful testament to the idea that even with a proven method, long-term success is ultimately determined by unwavering consistency and self-control. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter chronicles the post-experiment careers of the TurtleTraders as they embarked on independent trading ventures, applying the systematic methodology they had been taught. 2. Covel details the divergent outcomes among the turtles. While some achieved immense and lasting success, becoming notable figures in the trading world, others struggled to maintain consistency or eventually left the profession. 3. The primary differentiator between success and struggle was often the individual's continued adherence to the systematic rules and disciplined money management. Those who stuck to the methodology, even through challenging periods, tended to thrive. The chapter underscores the ongoing importance of psychological mastery. Without the direct oversight of Dennis and Eckhart, the turtles had to confront their own emotional biases, fear, greed, impatience on their own, which proved to be the ultimate test. 5. Out on Their Own reinforces the book's core message. While a great system provides an edge, sustained profitability is ultimately a result of a trader's unwavering discipline and self-control in consistently executing that system. Chapter 10. Dennis Comes Back to the Game. In this chapter, Dennis Comes Back to the Game, Michael Covel shifts focus back to Richard Dennis himself, detailing his return to active trading after a period of relative quiet following the turtle experiment. Covel explains that Dennis, despite his immense wealth and the successful conclusion of his experiment, was drawn back to the markets. However, his return was met with mixed results, highlighting that even for a legendary trader, consistent profitability isn't guaranteed and market conditions can change. The chapter touches upon the challenges Dennis faced in his later trading endeavors, which were sometimes less successful than his earlier exploits. Covel attributes some of these difficulties to potential shifts in market structure, larger capital bases making trend following harder, or simply the inherent cyclical nature of trading strategies. This section serves as a realistic counterpoint to the millionaire narratives, emphasizing that even a master like Dennis was subject to the market's unforgiving nature and that no system or trader is infallible. It reinforces the idea that trading success is an ongoing journey, not a fixed destination. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter chronicles the return of Richard Dennis to active trading after the formal turtle experiment concluded, demonstrating his enduring passion for the markets. Dennis's later trading efforts were met with mixed and at times less successful results compared to his earlier, legendary performance, providing a realistic perspective on market challenges. Covel explores potential reasons for these difficulties, including changes in market dynamics, the challenge of deploying larger capital bases, and the cyclical nature of even robust trading strategies. 4. The chapter serves as a crucial reminder that no trader, regardless of their past success or genius, is infallible, and even the most seasoned professionals face periods of struggle. 5. Dennis Comes Back to the Game reinforces the idea that trading success is not a permanent state, but an ongoing process that requires continuous adaptation, even for pioneers like Richard Dennis. Chapter 11. Seizing Opportunity. In the final chapter, Seizing Opportunity, Michael Covel broadens the discussion from the specific turtle experiment to the overarching theme of how to identify and capitalize on opportunities in life and in markets. He synthesizes the key lessons from the turtle's journey, emphasizing that the ability to recognize and act on a genuine edge, combined with unwavering discipline and robust risk management, is fundamental to success. Covel argues that the turtle story isn't just about trading. It's a powerful parable about human potential and the effectiveness of a systematic approach in any field. The chapter reinforces that true opportunity often lies in areas where others see only risk or complexity. By adopting a dispassionate, data-driven mindset, a turtle mind, individuals can position themselves to profit from events that others miss or react to emotionally. Covel encourages readers to cultivate a similar systematic approach in their own lives, understanding that preparation, patience, and precise execution are more valuable than fleeting intuition or reckless courage. Seizing Opportunity serves as a powerful call to action, urging readers to apply the profound lessons of the turtle experiment beyond the trading desk and into their pursuit of broader success. Key takeaways. 1. This chapter synthesizes the core lessons of the turtle experiment, highlighting that identifying and capitalizing on opportunities requires a systematic approach, not just in trading but in life. 2. Covel emphasizes that true opportunity often arises where others perceive only risk or confusion, and that a disciplined, data-driven mindset, the turtle mind, allows individuals to recognize and act on these moments effectively. 3. The success of the turtles underscores that preparation, patience, and precise execution of a well-defined plan are far more effective than impulsive actions or relying solely on intuition. Seizing opportunity broadens the applicability of the turtle lessons, suggesting that the principles of risk management, objective decision-making, and consistent execution are transferable to various aspects of professional and personal life. The chapter concludes by serving as a powerful call to action, encouraging readers to adopt a systematic and disciplined approach to identify and leverage opportunities, ultimately fostering greater success and achieving their potential. All right, PowerBooks community, that brings us to the close of another fascinating and truly inspiring exploration, this time into Michael W. Covel's captivating account of the complete TurtleTrader, how 23 novice investors became overnight millionaires. I trust you've gleaned some incredible insights into the power of systematic trading, the profound impact of a well-defined set of rules, and the undeniable truth that, as Richard Dennis aimed to prove, trading success can indeed be taught. If you found this deep dive illuminating and are eager to uncover even more of the captivating stories, detailed rules, and lasting lessons from the legendary turtle experiment, then let me know in the comments below. If there's enough interest, I'll be sure to include a link to the full book in the description for you to explore every fascinating detail. And if this summary has sparked a new perspective on your own journey towards financial freedom and developing a disciplined mindset, please hit that like button to help us share this powerful story with more individuals seeking knowledge and success. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow traders, investors, and anyone curious about the remarkable potential of a systematic approach to achieving ambitious goals. Of course, to continue fueling your mind with more powerful book summaries on self-development, business, investing, trading psychology, and much more, make sure you subscribe to PowerBooks and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the world's most impactful literature. Your thoughts and questions are invaluable, so please comment below with your key takeaways or any aspects of the TurtleTrader story that particularly resonated with you. Remember, here at PowerBooks, we know that knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. So take these insights, apply them to your understanding of the markets and to any area where you seek to seize opportunity with a disciplined and strategic mind. Thanks for tuning, stay curious, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next powerful book breakdown.